How to get your dog to stop barking at everyone. Does your dog seem to have a problem with everyone he sees? Maybe he doesn't growl at or bite people, but he likes to let them know that he's there with lots of very loud barks and you want to stop that. Or maybe your dog barks every time someone rings your doorbell or knocks on your door and you want to cut that out as much as possible. Well, then this video is for you because we're going to explain why your dog is barking at certain things or everything and help you find the quickest and easiest solutions for that barking problem. The whole video is going to have plenty of solutions for barking, but stick around until the end to learn the best way to prevent your dog's incessant barking. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to see even more helpful, fun videos dedicated to your furry companion just like this one. First of all, here are 3 things that are good to know and to keep in mind while you're training your best friend to stop all that yapping. Number 1. Don't yell at your dog to be quiet. This will only confuse them and have them thinking that you're barking with them. You definitely don't want that. Number 2. Make sure you keep your training sessions positive and upbeat. Dogs do best when they're given positive reinforcement and consistent praise. So, make sure that your dog knows how good he's being by not barking at everyone, by giving him treats or other rewards. Number 3. Consistency. You have to make sure that there are established rules for training your furry friend, and you have to stick to them. I know it's tough, especially if you have a family with children. But try to make sure everyone applies the same rules when your dog barks inappropriately. Otherwise, you'll just have a very confused dog who's still barking at everyone. Click the link in the description to be taken to our #1 dog training guide for at-home training to help with disobedient dogs and new puppies and train your dog the right way. Okay, now let's get into some more specific reasons why your dog is barking and the ways that you can get your dog to stop barking at everyone. Number 1. You have to remove the motivation for the barking. In her mind, your dog has established that she's getting some kind of reward for all of her barking. It could be as simple as giving her attention by yelling at her to stop or petting her to try and calm her down. So, don't give your dog that opportunity to continue the barking. For example, maybe your living room has a big window that faces a busy street, and your dog loves to bark at all those cars driving by or those strange people walking by with their own dogs. What you can do to prevent this is move your dog to another room where she can't see outside, or put up some curtains whenever she is in the living room so she can't see outside. Not too hard, right? Number 2. This one's a bit tougher, especially if you've got a big barker. If you think that your dog is barking to get your attention, then the best way to stop it is to ignore him. Ignore him until he finally tires himself out or figures out that you're not going to react. It might take a long time, maybe even an hour. But if after an hour you finally crack, and no one blames you for cracking after an hour of barking, and you yell at him to stop, the next time your dog might bark for an hour and a half because he remembers that last time he eventually reacted. How can you outsmart such a clever and patient pooch? Treats, of course. If you want your dog to stop barking, make sure that as soon as he stops, even to take a breath, you reward him. You must be patient though, and make sure that you're not reacting in any way to the barking and only when your dog stops for any reason. Number 3. Sometimes your dog barks because he's not sure what else to do. You know how hard it can be when you're put in a new situation or you're at a party where you don't know anyone. Dogs feel that same awkwardness, and the best way they know how to deal with it is to bark. So, what you can do to stop the barking is to get your dog used to or desensitized to the thing that is making him bark. You can do this by using, what else? Treats. That's right. Start by having whatever is making them bark stay at a far distance. far enough that your dog can see it, but isn't barking. Move the thing a little bit closer, maybe even just a few inches, and reward your dog if he doesn't bark. If that thing moves out of your dog's sight, stop giving him treats. You want to show your dog that whatever's making him bark is actually a good thing and can lead to a reward if he's well behaved. Number 4. You can also stop your dog from barking by keeping her occupied with doing something else whenever something that makes her normally bark happens. Does your dog always bark when the doorbell rings? Well, try and get her to go to her bed and lie down to keep her from barking at the nice mailman at the door. Try tossing a treat on her bed and telling her, "Go to your bed." Remember, you have to stay patient and consistent. Every time someone rings the doorbell, have the treat ready. If this works well, you can up the ante a little bit by opening the door while your dog is on her bed. If she stands up, immediately close the door. Keep trying until she is consistently staying in bed, even when the door opens. And remember, if you're having any trouble training your dog, click the link in the video's description to be taken to our #1 dog training guide for at-home training to help with disobedient dogs and new puppies. Number 5. This one is the easiest and the most important. Your dog needs sufficient physical and mental exercise every day. A good, well-behaved dog is usually a tired dog. Even better, the dog won't be barking out of boredom or frustration. There are a lot of factors that can go into determining how much exercise your dog needs too. You have to be aware of your dog's breed, health, and age when considering how much exercise he needs. If all else fails, take your dog out for a good long walk, run, or to play that tried and true game of fetch. I know that's a lot of things to consider, and if your dog is really insistent on barking at everyone and everything, it can feel impossible to keep it from happening. But the most important things to remember are that you should be patient and consistent when training your dog, try not to yell at them, and keep things upbeat and happy. And the best thing you can do for your dog and for your own peace of mind is keep your dog tired and happy with lots of exercise through walks or fun games together. And if you feel hopelessly lost trying to keep your dog from barking, click the link in the video's description to be taken to our #1 dog training guide for at-home training to help with those disobedient dogs and new puppies. Please also remember to hit the like button, the bell notification, and subscribe to be notified whenever we post new videos just like this one dedicated to training your dog.